Hi.
Welcome back everyone to the series. I hope you're ready to enjoy this episode just like the last one. If you haven't watched the first episode of the series, then what are you waiting for? Go watch it. And if you have watched it, then you will know what I will be adding in today's video, alongside with some new things that I haven't told you guys. So make sure to watch until the end. Now let's begin making the skill tree.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
For the skill tree, I was thinking of making something similar to Borderlands 3 or Payday 2, but their skill trees seem really basic. So I searched for some inspiration and decided to make it based on something like this, where there is a center and then the skills branch out in different directions. Then with a bit of code it should work with no problem.
Huh?
Maybe now it will work. Third time's a charm. I also remade the tree a bit so it looks nicer and made it so you can buy skills by clicking on them. Then I needed to make the UI that shows the details about the skills, so you can decide what to buy in your skill tree. And don't worry, the skill tree UIs won't look this ugly in the game. These are just placeholders. If you like the design of this skill tree and the design of purchasing skills, then make sure to leave a like down below. Back to the skill tree, the last thing I had to add were 3 buttons to switch to character, your first ability or your second ability. And if you're wondering for what this skill tree is for, it's for the ability called default. As the name suggests, it's an ability that is there by default if you don't have any other abilities. It won't be OP, but it will be there so you can actually fight back and can't make excuses of not having an ability. Smiley face. And that's basically it for the skill trees. If you guys have suggestions for the design of the skill trees, or anything else in the devlog, make sure to leave your suggestion in the comments, or even better, leave them in my Discord server. If you want to join it, then check the link in the description or in the pinned comment. And if you join it, you will get a special role for supporting me this early in the game. Back to developing, I made this button that resets your skill points and made an ability giver thing which will be useful later in the future. Afterwards I made one of the most important things for a fighting game. Keybinds. Making the keybind system was one of the biggest challenges by far, but through pain there is always an end. Finally, with all of these things out of the way, I started with one of the most important things in this game. Levels and items. There isn't much to be said about leveling up and gaining experience since you guys probably already know how that works, but I do have to say that the max level is 100 and that you gain 1 skill point for each level gained. Now for the items, they will be special. Some will give abilities, some will give EXP, some can be used to attack with, some might be used for fun, and etc. And do you guys remember what I said a minute ago? I made this button that resets your skill points and made an ability giver thing which will be useful later in the future. I deleted that.
So that was a lie.
But I did make 2 items instead of that. Skill points reset and 2 million EXP. I hope I don't have to explain what those items do. Now, let's go to the last chapter of the video. Well, as the chapter says, I made some animations, specifically for the dashes. Luckily, I had a reference video to make the animations. If you're wondering what I took as the reference, it was the dashes from a game called God Hand, which is what this game is inspired by. And if you're wondering about the game God Hand, in short, it's a fighting game that is based only on dodging attacks and counterattacking, so if you lose in the game, it's entirely your fault for not reacting in time. I might have given a vague explanation, but the game is way more fun played than explained. Now I'll go back to the devlog just so I don't bore you guys. Making the animations was actually surprisingly fun to do. The only problem was spending time to make it. But nonetheless, it did turn out pretty good. And here is a clip of me using the Who could that be?
Hi on English. Do you mind if I help you?
Not at all.
Great. Here, take this box then. I really hope you like what's inside.
Well, thank you.
Xylix. My name is Xylix.
Well, thank you, Xylix. I hope I'll enjoy what you made for me.
I hope so too. Goodbye on English.
What a kind stranger that was, gifting me this box of GUIs. Well, with that out of the way, shout out to Xylix for making these GUIs for me. He was really nice making these for me. I hope you guys love his style because personally I do. Now, as I was saying, here is a clip of me using the animations with the new GUI by Xylix. And lastly, I added a suggestion made by... I wonder who that could be.
Hi again.
Hello, Xylix.
I got another gift for you.
Is it another box of...
It's another box of GUIs.
What did you make now?
The skill tree GUI.
Oh, thank you. I actually needed that too. Well, thank you again, Xylix. I'm glad that you helped me again. Goodbye.
See ya on English.
Thanks again to him for making my life easier by doing some work for me. If you guys want to help me out too, you can do so by joining the Discord server in the description or pinned comment section. Here's what the new skill tree GUI looks like now. And what was I saying? Oh yeah. The last thing I added was a suggestion made by Cantaloupe, where he suggests to add an apple with a X on it. Not sure why a Cantaloupe wants to have one of his enemies in his favorite game, but I'll allow it. Hopefully he will win against Apple X. Good luck, Cantaloupe. And before you go, I'd like to say that the game is public if you want to test the game out. The game is far from finished, but if you guys want to test it out, the game link will be in the description below, just for you. Sadly, it isn't public on phone, but in the next devlog I'll show some love for mobile players. If you're hyped for the game, make sure to like, subscribe and share the video so that you and your friends can play together. I hope you guys enjoyed the devlog. Bye bye.